The Quiet Revolution: Spiritual Grounding in an Age of Hustle and Noise. Have you ever noticed how we're constantly bombarded with messages about what success should look like? The bigger house, the fancier car, the corner office with the view, the validation from strangers on the internet. But what if we've been measuring success all wrong? I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Michelle Blue, a visionary whose work is transforming how we understand authentic leadership and purpose driven success. Her insights have profoundly shifted my perspective on what it truly means to succeed in today's world. Michelle isn't just a business leader or mentor, she's a spiritual revolutionary disguised as an entrepreneur. Her ability to navigate complex industries while remaining deeply connected to her purpose has created ripples of transformation across communities, especially for Black women seeking to lead with both power and authenticity. Michelle's impact extends far beyond conventional business metrics. She's creating waves of transformation by showing us that when we ground ourselves spiritually first, everything else aligns with remarkable clarity. Her work reminds us that our greatest power comes not from external validation, but from internal conviction. The conversation we're about to have isn't just about career advancement or financial gain, it's about something far more valuable: the currency of authenticity in a world that often rewards conformity. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly aligned? When your actions, your words, your thoughts, your spirit, everything was in perfect harmony. For many of us, especially those high achieving Black women who have spent decades in survival mode, that alignment feels like a distant memory, or worse, a luxury we can't afford. But what Michelle Blue's journey teaches us is that this alignment isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Success without spiritual grounding is like building a skyscraper on sand. It might look impressive for a while, but eventually the foundation crumbles. And when that happens, no amount of external validation can save you from the collapse. Consider Deanna D. Michelle Fletcher, known professionally as D. Michelle. As a licensed cosmetologist and mother of four from Pittsburgh, she transformed her passion for hair into an empire as the invisible K Tips queen. But her path wasn't paved with shortcuts or compromises. In an industry where Black women are often underrepresented at the highest levels of entrepreneurship, D. Michelle faced significant barriers related to access, visibility, and scaling her vision. The pressure to compromise her values for quick success was constant and relentless. But instead of chasing trends or cutting corners, she remained grounded in her purpose. She focused on mentorship through master classes for stylists while opening an 8,000 square foot salon in NYC, a move driven by purpose rather than just profit. Her approach blended service excellence with education and legacy building. The result? She became a trusted stylist among celebrities like Keisha Cole while empowering countless stylists nationwide. Her business grew alongside her reputation as both innovator and mentor. From humble beginnings styling clients locally to launching large scale operations in one of the world's most competitive markets, each milestone was achieved by staying authentic, grounded spiritually despite industry trends or outside expectations. Her leadership has redefined standards within beauty entrepreneurship for Black women everywhere, proving that success anchored in authenticity creates ripples far beyond personal gain. This is what Michelle Blue means when she talks about spiritual grounding as the foundation for true success. It's not about ignoring ambition or avoiding growth. It's about ensuring that your growth is sustainable because it's aligned with who you truly are. Your authenticity, Michelle often reminds us, is your superpower, not your ability to conform or contort yourself into shapes that please others. Your authenticity, your truth, your essence. But let's be honest, authenticity isn't always rewarded in our culture, is it? Especially for Black women who've been conditioned to be strong, to carry everyone else's burdens, to push through pain without complaint. This brings me to another powerful example from our conversation with Michelle Blue, the journey of L. Michelle Smith. L. Michelle Smith has made her mark as a speaker who inspires high performing leaders through culturally nuanced storytelling rooted in neuroscience and positive psychology. She works across Fortune 500 companies, empowering professionals at all stages of their careers. As one of few Black female voices leading executive coaching at this scale, she encountered significant skepticism. Could culture driven strategies really drive measurable leadership outcomes across industries dominated by traditional models? Many would have diluted their approach to fit in. Not L. Michelle Smith. She remained true to herself, integrating science with cultural insight to deliver practical tools tailored specifically for diverse audiences seeking authentic transformation rather than cookie cutter solutions. The impact has been extraordinary. She has graced major stages such as XAWW, Essence Fest, Black Enterprise Summits, ATANT, WNBA headquarters, Spotify, and more, all while being celebrated for leaving audiences buzzing with actionable takeaways after every session. Smith's work has shifted paradigms within corporate America on what effective leadership looks like when grounded authentically, inspiring new generations of executives who prioritize purpose over performance alone. This is what happens when you refuse to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that weren't designed with you in mind. When you bring your full self, your culture, your perspective, your unique voice to every table you sit at. But spiritual grounding isn't just about professional success, it's about how you show up in every aspect of your life. Michelle Blue emphasized that when you're spiritually grounded, you make decisions from a place of clarity rather than reaction. You respond rather than react. You choose rather than chase. And here's what's fascinating: when you operate from this grounded place, people notice. Not because you're seeking attention, but because authenticity has a magnetic quality that can't be manufactured. This was evident when Michelle herself was recognized among Fort Worth Inc. There's the 500, a distinguished list celebrating continued excellence among local business leaders making significant contributions through purpose driven work. Earning such recognition required persistent commitment amid broader societal challenges facing Black entrepreneurs, including limited access to resources or networks compared to peers. Michelle navigated these obstacles by focusing on intentional growth rooted deeply in self awareness, not chasing trends or shortcuts, but consistently choosing actions aligned with her long term vision. Being honored publicly validated years spent cultivating relationships based on trustworthiness instead of transactional gain. A testament that authenticity stands out even when it's unpopular. This recognition amplified visibility, not just for herself, but for other aspiring professionals watching closely, demonstrating what happens when success is defined internally first before it manifests externally. Now, I want to pause here and acknowledge something important. This journey toward spiritual grounding isn't always smooth or linear. There are setbacks, there are moments of doubt, there are times when Pressure to conform feels overwhelming. As Michelle Blue would say, the path to authenticity isn't about perfection, it's about progression. It's about making one aligned choice today, and then another tomorrow, and another the day after that, until gradually those aligned choices become your default way of being in the world. So, what does this mean for you? How do you begin or deepen your own journey toward spiritual grounding? Michelle offers three powerful insights that can transform how you approach success. First, true success is grounded in purpose and spiritual connection. Success is not measured by material wealth or external accolades, but by how authentically and intentionally you move through life. When you are spiritually connected and grounded, every action becomes purposeful, allowing you to lead with integrity regardless of what others may be doing around you. Second, as authenticity fuels lasting impact. Embracing your true self, your unique voice, values, and story is essential for building a legacy that uplifts not only yourself, but also your community. Self awareness empowers you to make decisions that align with your core beliefs rather than external pressures. And third, empowerment comes from within and inspires others. When you operate from a place of inner strength and good intention, it radiates outward, enabling you to overcome challenges while inspiring those around you to do the same. These aren't just nice ideas, they're practical principles that can transform how you approach every aspect of your life, from career decisions to relationships to how you care for yourself. As Michelle Blue reminds us, your greatest contribution to the world isn't what you do, it's who you are while doing it. Let that sink in for a moment. Your greatest contribution to the world isn't what you do, it's who you are while doing it. This is especially relevant for those in what Michelle calls the soft girl era, that sacred space where we're learning to drop the superwoman cape, to prioritize rest without guilt, to set boundaries without apology, and to embrace our full humanity without shame. For too long, especially as Black women, we've been told that our value lies in our productivity, our strength, our ability to endure. But what if our true power lies in our authenticity, in our vulnerability, in our willingness to be fully ourselves in a world that often asks us to be less? This is the revolution that Michelle Blue is championing. A revolution of authenticity in a world obsessed with appearances, a revolution of purpose in a culture fixated on profit, a revolution of spiritual grounding in a society that celebrates hustle at all costs. I stand before you today not just as a speaker, but as someone profoundly changed by these insights. And I believe with every fiber of my being that this message, this revolution, is exactly what our world needs right now. We are living in an age where burnout is celebrated, where exhaustion is worn as a badge of honor, where our worth is measured by our output rather than our impact. And it's killing us slowly, surely, systematically. So today, I'm asking you to join this quiet revolution, to become a revolutionary in your own life. I challenge you to spend the next 30 days asking yourself one question each morning. How can I show up today fully grounded in my truth for myself first? Then take one deliberate action that answers that question. It might be as simple as saying no to a commitment that doesn't align with your values. It might be carving out 10 minutes for meditation or prayer. It might be having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, do it from a place of spiritual grounding rather than external pressure. And watch what happens. Watch how your decisions become clearer. Watch how your relationships deepen. Watch how your impact expands. Not because you're doing more, but because you're being more authentic. This isn't just about personal fulfillment, this is about collective transformation. Because when enough of us refuse to participate in a system that values productivity over humanity, that system must change. When enough of us define success on our own terms, terms that honor our spirits, our communities, and our planet, we create a new paradigm. A paradigm where success isn't measured by what we accumulate, but by what we contribute. Not by how high we climb, but by how many we lift. This is the world Michelle Blue is helping to create. And this is the world I invite you to help build, one authentically lived day at a time. The revolution begins with you. It begins with me. It begins with all of us having the courage to ground ourselves spiritually in a world that's constantly trying to uproot us. Are you ready to join? Thank you.